Hello again, guys. Welcome to my home studio. Boom! Hey guys, and welcome to my home studio. This was my little stuck at home project. And if you're stuck at home without good tunes, well then let me tell you about today's sponsor, Edifier. The amazing people over at Edifier heard that I didn't have speakers for my setup and they sent over these bookshelf speakers, and guys, they are awesome. With 42 watts of power, Bluetooth, optical, coaxial, and dual RCA outputs, I have it connected to both my computers and gives me all the sound I could possibly ask for. So make sure you go to edifier.com. Links down in the description. Now, I don't want to do a normal studio tour video, guys, because there's plenty of those on YouTube. But if you have questions about any of the gear or any of the details, feel free to ask in the comments. But what I did want to do is kind of show you guys a little DIY home studio build process that I went through, because I had several needs that I needed to meet in this room, but I also had a lot of challenges. So here's the needs that I had for the room, guys. I needed to be able to shoot photos, either products or portraits, obviously nothing too big. Wanted to be able to shoot YouTube videos in here. I also have to have somewhere for my desk/editing station, and I gotta have somewhere to store all my gear. I'm sure you guys already can imagine some of the problems, but for one, this place is a rental. I don't own this house, and my landlord doesn't want me to paint. No problem there. Another problem is this room is small, so sound, reverb, sound bouncing off the walls, definitely an issue that we had to work on. And the lighting. This room's lighting was terrible. Just a standard bedroom lighting. We needed to do something about that. So first thing we needed to tackle in here, guys, was the sound, because the reverb and the echo in here was terrible. And luckily, I have an amazing fiance who is awesome at math and also very handy, and she was the one who actually put these awesome sound panels up for me. She got them perfectly balanced on both sides of the room. I wouldn't have been able to make it look that good. Thank you, baby. I love you. The second thing that Sam helped me with was set up the backdrops. Having the different colors to be able to use for product photography or portraits, between the white, black, and the gray, it gives me just all the versatility that I really need to do so many different things here at home. Another thing I added to the room, guys, was this black rug, and let me tell you, it just really brings the room together. Next thing I needed to handle, guys, was the room lighting. And first thing and the easiest thing to do was the blackout curtains. And I can tell you guys, it works. It blacks out the light, but I really don't like the look of them, and I have some plans to upgrade that in the future, but it works. Blacking out the light and controlling the outside light, that way I have control of the inside light of the room, was everything, especially for product photography. So the next thing I had to tackle, guys, was these ugly ceiling lights. And what I did was get some canvas stretcher bars, and then I added some diffusion paper over the top of that and taped everything together, got some nice hooks and some chains and taped that up there and built myself a scrim. Now, scrim's used to diffuse light in product photography, but it works great to diffuse the ceiling light, and with those hooks and chains, I can take that scrim down when I want to use it for product photography. So not only is it working to help diffuse my room light, but it's also where I store my scrim that I'm going to use later for product photography setups. Now, probably one of the coolest places in the room, guys, is the gear closet. But the thing is I have a lot of different ideas that I wanted to do in here: a workbench, a pegboard, extra lighting, but I didn't have the money for all those things. And I stared at this closet a lot, and I stressed, thinking that I needed to spend all this money and able to make it what I wanted. But what I ended up doing was just taking everything out of the closet completely, and then just organizing and putting everything back in a neat way. Not only did I discover a lot of the gear that I had tucked away in places, but at the end, I really just loved the outcome and how clean and organized everything was. Of course, I have a lot of ideas that I would like to do here, guys, but if you're thinking about having to spend money PC in order to get something to be the way you want it, maybe just try cleaning and organizing it and seeing if you like that outcome first. Now guys, I've been an Apple user for as long as I can remember, but I'm waiting for the next series of Apple Silicon can come out, and I couldn't wait any longer, and I needed to get a little bit more power to be able to keep doing some of my work. So I caved a little bit and got myself a nice PC. I couldn't have done it without the help of my buddy Casey, and the PC we put together is pretty badass. It's amazing for processing photo work, doing web development, graphic design, and I've even started to learn a little bit of 3D rendering on it. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the details, but I'll put the specs down in the description. Now, of course, guys, we got to talk about the creme de la creme, the desk setup. Now, for starters, I have a fully sitting and standing desk. Thank you guys at Space Station Gaming. Then I've got my MacBook Pro and my PC. Now, I use my MacBook Pro to do all my video editing and for when I'm traveling. And then I have my PC to do all my photo editing, my graphics, my rendering, and of course, when it's time to play some games. And speaking of video games, guys, I wanted to tell you about my streaming group, Marshmellow Physics. Now, what better way to describe how things work in video games besides Marshmellow Physics? You remember back in the day when you used to get together with all your friends to play video games? Well, we wanted to bring all that back with this group, and it's a ton of fun, guys. We're not the best out there, but it's all about just having fun with your friends. I'll put the schedule down in the description, and I really hope you guys come to check us out. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the studio tour. Maybe you learned a little bit about how to build your own home studio. Make sure you hit that subscribe and all those other YouTube buttons. Thank you again to our sponsor, Edifier, and as always, guys, you can't roll over in dialysis. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.